Adequate notice of this meeting was provided and published in the Asbury Park Press on January 6, 2014. Copies of the agenda were provided to the newspaper, posted on public bulletin boards, and the Township website.
At this time, please turn off all your cell phones. And I'll ask for the roll call, please.
Councilman Moore.
Here.
Councilwoman Dean-Mumolo.
Here.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Here.
Vice President Fosman.
Here.
President Leidecker.
Yes, I am here. I'm going to ask everyone, please stand for our salute to the flag and our moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we need to approve the minutes of the June 10th and June 24th, 2014 meetings. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
Make a motion? Second.
Motion made by Councilman Fosman, motion made by Councilman Moore, seconded by Council Vice President Fosman. Roll call, please.
Councilman Moore.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Mumolo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Vice President Fosman.
Yes.
President Leidecker.
Yes.
Thank you.
We have a presentation on our agenda this evening for the New Jersey Special Olympic Champions. I'd like if they can please ask to come to the front with the mayor and Councilwoman Zapsik.
Okay, first, we had the men's division, and on March 29th and March 30th, the New Jersey Special Olympics Spring Sports Festival was held, and Brick Township resident Robert Beard earned a silver medal in the bowling competition. The New Jersey Special Olympics Spring Sports Festival is a multi-day event in which more than 1,200 athletes from the Garden State competes in bowling competitions, basketball, and other sports. The 2014 Special Olympics USA Games showcased the awe-inspiring abilities of athletes with intellectual disabilities, promoted the ideas of acceptance and inclusion through sport, and celebrated the transformative power of Special Olympics. Sorry about that. Mr. Beard earned rock star status with a silver medal victory in the bowling competition, and together with his friends from the ARC Ocean County chapter, won a total of 4 medals. Mr. Beard lives at the ARC Ocean Twin Lakes Apartments. During the day, he attends the ARC Ocean Employment Center. He likes sports, particularly likes the Jets, and loves trips with guided tours. Mr. Beard serves as a role model for all other athletes by his display of physical fitness, his demonstration of courage, his joyful approach to life, and his willingness to share his many gifts and talents with his family, friends, to all the countless other athletes, and to all of the community. Because of all these reasons, I, John G. Ducey, the mayor of the Township of Brick, in the County of Ocean and the state of New Jersey, in appreciation of your silver medal winning victory in the bowling competition of the New Jersey Special Olympics Spring Sports Festival, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, July 9th to be Robert Beard Day here in the Township of Brick. Then in the women's division, we were lucky enough to we have all the sweep here, the bronze, the silver, and the gold medalists. So I'm going to do them in order. First up, Laura Laufenberg. All right. Again, Miss Laufenberg earned rock star status with her bronze medal victory in the bowling competition, and together with her friends from the ARC Ocean County chapter, won a total of the 4 medals. Ms. Laufenberg attends the ARC Ocean Employment Center during the day and attends the ARC Ocean Friday Night Dance in addition to bowling. Laura loves to talk to everyone that she meets, and she makes new friends all the time. She serves as a role model for all athletes and for the community at large. Because of all these reasons, I, John G. Ducey, the mayor of the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean, state of New Jersey, in appreciation of your winning the bronze medal in the competition, do hereby proclaim Thursday, July 10th, 2014 to be Laura Laufenberg Day here in the state. up, the silver medalist, Kristen Appelheimer. Again, Miss Appelheimer earned rock star status with her silver medal victory in the bowling competition. She is a star athlete. She's also a valuable member of the Brick Township Senior Services Department, where she volunteers her time weekly to ensure and help our seniors here in town to receive timely and important information on programs and services. She's a graduate of Brick High School. She attends the ARC Ocean County Journeys and Discoveries program. She's a member of Saturday Recreation West. In addition to bowling, Kristen also attends many of the Smile trips with the Arc of Ocean. She's a role model for all athletes and for the community at large. Because of all these reasons, I, John G. Ducey, the mayor of the Township of Brick, in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim Friday, July 11th, 2014, to be Kristen Appelheimer Day. And now, Catherine Serwinski. Again, you earned rock star status as well with your gold medal victory in the bowling competition. And together with your other 3 friends, you took 4 of the medals in the bowling competition here in New Jersey. Ms. Serwinski attends Young at Heart during the day. She attends the ARC Ocean Friday Night Dances in addition to her bowling. She also loves to take photos of her friends, print them, and then share the photos with all of the people who are in the picture. You serve as a role model for all other athletes by your display of physical fitness, your demonstration of courage, your joyful approach to life, and your willingness to share your many gifts and talents with your family, your friends, and to all other athletes in the community at large. And because of all these reasons, I, John G. Ducey, the mayor of Brick and the County of Ocean, the state of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim, because of our appreciation of your gold medal winning victory, Saturday, July 12, 2014, to be Catherine Serwinski Day.
Anyone else wants to jump in here? I'll get out of the way.
Don't go anywhere yet, because the Councilwoman Zapsik has some kind words to say for you guys as well.
Thank you. It is truly my honor to stand here before you tonight and present the resolutions on behalf of the council. Over the last several months, we've had the boys bowling team here and the girls bowling team here, and now we have our Special Olympian bowlers, and I think I can safely go on record as saying that Brick Township just has it all sewed up when it comes to bowling. That's awesome. So the resolution from council, whereas Special Olympics New Jersey is an organization dedicated to bringing pride into the lives of children and adults with intellectual disabilities by providing sports training and athletic competition in a variety of sports and giving them opportunities to participate in a sharing of gifts, skills, and friendships with their families, their communities, and other Special Olympians. And whereas the New Jersey Special Olympics Spring Sports Festival was in March 2014 and saw over 1,200 athletes compete in bowling and basketball. Whereas among the talented and amazing athletes who took part in the Spring Sports Festival were Catherine Serwinski, Robert Beard, Laura Laufenberg, and Crystal Appelheimer, all of whom are with the ARC of Ocean County. And whereas the 4 athletes competed in bowling competition and all 4 performed exceptionally, with Catherine capturing a gold medal, Robert, Laura, and Kristen all winning a silver medal. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, and State of New Jersey, we extend our warmest congratulations to Catherine Serwinski, Robert Beard, Laura Laufenberg, and Kristen Appelheimer on their awesome performances at the Special Olympics New Jersey Spring Sports Festivals and winning medals in the bowling competition. We wish Catherine, Robert, Laura, and Kristen continued success and enjoyment, and to continue to inspire all who know them.
I am. Thank you everybody for coming. I'm happy about. Quiet. I'm happy I came here. I got these awards from the mayor and the lady. I love them very much. I enjoy them. I'm happy about them. I like the ball. I like the ball every year, and hopefully, enjoy better time. These people, in this town hall. I wish the best of love both of them. They're both great, and the mayor's a very nice man, and he's always at the parade, marching in. And I saw him at the parade one time. Shook my hand, he said, "What do you want for the parade? What do you want to the parade?" I love everybody in here. I love all of you. God bless you all. I love you all. God bless you.
Thank you to all of my family and friends for coming. Mayor Druzy, it was a pleasure meeting you, and Council President as well too. And I do have to say, Robin, you do a terrific job with everything they're doing. And Sabina, because if it wasn't for you, Sabina, I thank you, and I do appreciate everything you do, as well as Robin and my other friends too, because if it wasn't for Sabina, I wouldn't be bowling. And I do appreciate that very much. And many times, Robin has done the same thing as well too, because my sister was not able to change her workout. Thank you.
Thank you for all to come. And thank you for the award. I am honored. I enjoyed it. And I like being healthy and do what I do. This award is great.
I want to say thank you from my parents, and thank you for Matt, and thank you for everybody to be here tonight. And I wish my friends be here, but she can't make it. And I wish she'd been here, and she will. I'm honored to be. I won't be here today because her got me in this bowling this year. Thank you.
Thank you. You can. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Good job. Good job. See you next year.
Thank you. All right, we're off to a good start.
Okay.
That was nice.
That was a really great ceremony. That was one of the most enjoyable ones. Okay. Moving on to our consent agenda. All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted in one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Do any of our council members wish to remove an item? Okay. Resolution 4-1, recognize New Jersey Special Olympic champions. I think we have to agree that was a fantastic ceremony. Resolution 2, authorize amendment to the 2014 capital budget. And I'm going to ask our business administrator to give a brief description.
Thank you. When we introduced our budget and adopted our budget, we had a capital amount earmarked in that budget of $8.8 million for our capital needs for this coming year. We've had an opportunity to have several capital meetings with department heads and the mayor to hash out particularly what some of the needs of our departments are. That we are amending tonight to be specific in terms of what we intend to do capital-wise this coming year. Result of our hard work has refined the number, so we are not increasing the 8.8. We are actually decreasing it by $657,000. So we'll actually intend to do capital projects in the amount of $8.3 million for this coming year.
Tremendous. Thank you very much. Resolution 3, authorize cancellation of ordinance balances. A review of the Township's capital fund reflects improvement authorizations that are no longer needed for their intended purposes. The first balance out of Ordinance 912-98 in the amount of $665,706, and the second amount in Ordinance 1130-05 in the amount of $2,732.48 are being canceled. Resolution 4, authorize receipt of bids, Riverside Woods House demolition. This is a piece of property that we own, and there's a severely dilapidated house on it, and it does need to be torn down because it has become a hazard, a safety and health hazard. So we're going out to bid to have that house removed. Resolution 5, authorize to bid Bricktoberfest amusement concessions. This is something I'm pretty excited for. The mayor has created a new event for Brick Township called Bricktoberfest. It's on October 18th, 2014, and this bid is for carnival rides, amusements, face painting, and the such. Mayor, was there anything you wanted to add? Thanks. Resolution 6, authorize change order number 1, final 2011 road program, Cedarwood Park. There was a slight increase in this contract for this particular road project in the amount of $2,656.40, and it was mainly for some material markups that was an unexpected cost after all of the bills came in. The project is complete, though. We owed a few more dollars than we originally anticipated. Resolution 7, authorize award of bid, snowplow services. And again, we have another tiebreaker. So I'm going to ask Ms. Call to come on down. And of course, our township attorney as well.
Well, Council President, just so for the edification of the public, I just want to explain what we're doing here. This is bids for snowplow contractors through July of 2017. And we accepted bids in 7 categories. The categories essentially pertain to the type of vehicle that's being used for the snowplow removal. And in 3 of those categories, which is Category 2, vehicles 20,000 to 50,000 pounds, Category 3, vehicles over 50,000 pounds, and Category 4, loaders, we had ties based on the amount, the dollar amount per hour per vehicle. So what we need to do is just break the ties in those 3 categories. And the first will be in Category 2, vehicles 20,000 to 50,000 pounds. We had a tie between JR Landscaping and RNS Sewer.
Okay.
So.
I am just, do you have a coin,
Oh,
Mr.
I have
Starkey?
a point, yes, our
Wonderful.
Council Secretary is actually now well prepared. No, just, okay, hold on, this will be, let JR Landscaping Tails be RNS Sewer, please. Okay, that is Tails. That will go to RNS Sewer. Okay, the second is in Category 3, vehicles over 50,000 pounds. The tie here again is between JR Landscaping and RNS Sewer. We'll have heads be JR Landscaping and tails be RNS Sewer.
I think I found a category of Special Olympics I could join.
That was heads. JR Landscaping will take that one. And the last category is category 4, loaders. The tie is between JR Landscaping and RNS Sewer, and we'll have heads again be JR Landscaping and tails be RNS Sewer. That is tails. That was an RNS Sewer. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great job, Council.
Okay, so the bids were received on June 24th. It is a 3-year contract commencing on July 19th. The contract will not exceed $800,000 per year. And the other awards go to Buradesco General Contracting, Bill Jim Construction, Elbow Inc., doing business as Lepore Service Center, JR Custom Landscaping, and RNS Sewer Contractors. Resolution 8, authorize shared service agreement with Ocean County Special Operations Group. What this is our police officers work with a task force, which is the Gun, Gang, and Narcotics Task Force with Ocean County. And this is just an authorization for those police officers to work on that unit. Resolution 9, authorize tax liens for property cleanups through the Parks Department. There are 3 properties, 446 Cape Breton Court, 423 Driscoll Drive, and 560 Oregon Avenue, all in the amount of $55.65. Resolution 10, authorize special events permit, small business owners meeting at Welch Farms. This is something that came in front of us a few meetings ago. Unfortunately, both of their rain dates were rained out. So now they are asking for permission to have it on July 26, 2014. Are there any questions about this special permit? Resolution 11, bond release reductions. A, going to Attell Associates. They have a surety bond in the amount of $48,543.88 and a cash performance bond in the amount of $24,271.94, and we will be returning that to the applicant. Resolution 11, bond release reduction B, going to Walmart Real Estate Business. They have a performance bond and a cash performance bond, and they are going to have partial releases. The performance bond is going to be reduced to $669,922.30, and the cash performance bond will be reduced to the amount of $74,435.81. Resolution 12, tax collector. Authorize in rem foreclosure proceedings. These are properties where the taxes are not being paid, and it's in the township's best interest to do something about this. There are 39 properties that meet the criteria, and I'm going to actually ask the business administrator if she, or our township attorney, if they would like to discuss this resolution.
Sure. These are properties in the township where the taxes are not being paid, and they either were not sold at the tax sale or the township chose not to sell them. The township will pursue foreclosure, and eventually, if the foreclosure is successful based on the taxes, take title to these properties, and then the township can then either determine if they're useful to the township and use them, or can sell them to the public and get them back on the tax rolls. They would be sold, if they were sold, they would be sold through an auction, a public auction, and that's to be determined if we do that.
Thank you very much. Resolution 12, tax overpayments. There are 2 properties. The first is 244 Lake Drive in the amount of $2,117.50, and 539 Duquesne Boulevard in the amount of $485.45. This is the end of our consent agenda. Can I have a motion and second, please?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Pontorero, seconded by Council Vice President Fosman. And I'm going to open to the council for questions on the resolutions. Okay, and for the public, does anyone in the public have questions this evening on the consent agenda? Okay, then I will close public and ask for a roll call, please.
Councilman Moore?
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik?
Yes.
Councilman Mumalo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Vice President Fosman.
Yes.
President Leidecker.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to number 13, Bill Resolution, Computer 2014.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid, and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Amended computer bill resolution in the amount of $10,867,938.17.
Thank you. Motion and second.
Make a motion?
Second.
Motion made by Council Vice President Fosman, seconded by Councilwoman Pontorero. And I'm going to open to council first. Were there questions on the bill resolutions? Councilwoman DeYoung.
I have one. For the business administrator, for the Arcadis, I know we've gone over this. This isn't the last bill, correct? This was just April, and then we have 2 more months?
Correct. The contract with Arcadis runs through June 30th, so what you see on tonight's bill list is for the month of April. We will get May and June, but there will be no bills following the June 30th end of contract. We have successfully transitioned all of the projects to the township. We're continuing to see those through till we are fully reimbursed for all of our efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from our council members? Mr. Monroe?
Well, there was something Waterside Gardens, that's a reimbursement for the garbage that we, a portion of it that we pick up for that.
That's correct. There is some private garbage pickup at Waterside Gardens, and since they
We pay
pay
for
property taxes, this is a reimbursement to them for the services that the township does not provide to them.
My next question is, on the Board of Education, we pay, but we've just recently approved some people with tax appeals, and we're getting money back from tax appeals. And if we break down our tax rate, 46% of the taxes go towards the schools. Do we get reimbursed? The county gets 20%, but the county has some way, they pay us back for that, correct? Does the school pay us back for taxes that we are, the tax assessments come back and we have to pay back the people for their adjustment? But are we reimbursed for the money that we've paid?
No, it's a crazy system because we have to collect all the taxes as a town, and then somebody appeals their property taxes, and they were wrongly assessed, so they win their appeal, so their taxes get reduced. So let's say, for example, the taxes get reduced $1,000. We've already collected that $1,000, and we still pay the school board their full share, their 46%, or $460, and we pay the county the $200. State law says the county has to pay the $200 back to us, so we do get that $200 back, but there's nothing for the school. So the school actually keeps all that money that we collected, that we had to return to the resident, which is fine because it was, because they won their appeal, but the school doesn't have to refund the money to the resident. So it ends up costing the town a lot of, 46% of all appeals is the school. And the school doesn't reimburse the town, doesn't reimburse the resident. So that's money that's out there that hopefully I'm going to ask the legislature to take a look at and hopefully change. And this way the town is made whole and the residents made whole, as opposed to the way the system is now.
Because I asked our business administrator to give us some numbers, and for 2010, 2011, 12, and 13. The school was at $892,430.96. That's a substantial amount of money that we're giving them that we should be getting back because we're actually returning this money to the taxpayer. So yeah, definitely, that's a great idea, looking into that.
And I believe we're under 10,000 students. When 3 years ago, we used to be up to 13,000, so we're down that many students, so there's no reimbursement for that.
No.
So at least we should get back the tax money.
At 40,
That we're paying
it's a
back
good
to
chunk.
the-
It's
paying back to the
46% of our
residents.
tax dollars.
Yeah.
That's a
I agree.
large amount that's going there, and that's definitely got to be considered.
Councilman, did you have another question on the bill resolution?
I think I'm okay on that.
Thanks.
Can I just add a comment to that? So the only way to really change this is to approach us through legislation. Is that correct, Mayor?
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly
And
it.
that, you're We're going to look into it.
I've spoken to the chief of staff for Senator Holzappel and Assemblyman McGuckin and Wolf already. I haven't heard anything back on that yet, but it was a short time period ago. And then I'm going to reach out to some other people in the legislature to find out if they're interested.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor.
Any other questions from our council on the bill resolution? Okay, open to public. Would anybody like to speak on Mr. Reed? Mr. Reed, are you addressing the comments, or do you have a question on the bill resolution? Because if we're going to address the comments for the conversation that would start it, I'd appreciate it if we can keep it in public comment.
Okay.
We can have
fine.
this
Thank
conversation
you.
then. Thank you. Any other questions on our bill resolutions? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Councilman Moore?
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik?
Abstain on New Jersey press media, yes to the rest.
Councilman Mumalo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero?
Yes.
Vice President Fosman?
Abstain on the MUA and yes to the rest.
President Leidecker?
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to number 14, bill resolution, manual 2014.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Manual bill resolution in the amount of $1,512,892.38.
Thank you. Motion and second.
Make a motion?
Second.
Motion made by Council Vice President Bosman, seconded by Councilwoman Zapsik. Any questions from council? Okay, open for the public. Any questions on manual 2014? I'll close public and ask for a roll call, please.
Councilman Moore?
Abstain township payroll, and yes to the rest.
Councilwoman DeYoung?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik?
Yes.
Councilman Mumalo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero?
Yes.
Vice President Fosman?
Yes.
President Leidecker?
Yes. Okay, we have quite a few ordinances on first reading. And just to remind the public, there are no comments or questions on first reading, but of course, you're welcome to come back in 2 weeks for second reading to add your input. And 5.1, amend Chapter 2, Administrative Code.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 2 of the Township Code entitled Administrative Code to provide for the reorganization of the Department of Administration, Parks and Recreation, and Public Works.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to ask our mayor to give the explanation for this, please.
Thank you. Yep, this is one of the aspects of one of the reasons why I ran for mayor is that I wanted to have a smaller government. And so what this is doing is reducing the amount of departments down from 6 down to 5. And it's there's going to be a number of duties and responsibilities going to the being transferred into the Department of Administration. Another aspect of this is going to remove, I guess, so to speak, the senior services part, rather than have them under the Recreation Department where they are now. They're also going to come under administration, so that they're their own division, rather than being kind of lumped in with the lifeguards and all of our recreation activities. The seniors will have their own division under administration. It's also transferring parks back into the Department of Public Works, out of the Department of Parks and Recreation. So it's now going to be just the Department of Recreation, and Parks is going back into Public Works. So what that means basically is that the Public Works Department is responsible for parks maintenance. And most importantly, it eliminates something we tried to do the last couple of years. It eliminates the senior management titles, Director, Department of Land Use and Community Development, the Deputy Director for Department of Land Use and Community Development, the Deputy Director of Department of Law, the Deputy Director of Department of Parks and Recreation, and the Deputy Director of the Department of Public Works.
Thank you very much. 5.2 on first reading, amend Chapter 390 for solid waste.
We need
Oh,
a-
I'm sorry, I did not do roll call. I apologize. Can I have a motion and second, please?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Pontorero, seconded by Councilman Mumalo, and roll call, please.
Councilman Moore?
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik?
Yes.
Councilman Mumalo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero?
Oh, yes.
Vice President Fosman?
Yes.
President Leidecker?
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, 5.2. Amend Chapter 390, solid waste.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 390 of the Township Code entitled Solid Waste to revise recycling guidelines and bulk pickup limitations.
Thank you. This is to clarify the recycling procedures to reflect the single-stream recycling program under Ocean County standards. It also amends the bulk pickup requirements to establish that A, leaving bulk items at curbs as a result of moving out of a home is not a permitted use of bulk pickup and it is a violation, and B, to specifically list the bulk items that can be picked up at Public Works. Motion and second, please.
Make a motion?
Second it?
Motion made by Council Vice President Bosman, seconded by Councilman Moore, and roll call, please.
Councilman Moore.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Mumalo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Vice President Bosman.
Yes.
President Leidecker.
Yes. 5.3, bond ordinance, 5-year life.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean, New Jersey, providing for various capital improvements and other related expenses in and for the Township of Brick, and appropriating $4,115,550 therefore, and providing for the issuance of $3,909,772 in bonds or notes of the Township of Brick to finance the same.
Thank you. And what this ordinance does is allow us to borrow for road improvements, acquisition of various motorized vehicles and equipment for our departments, and non-motorized vehicles as well for our township departments. Motion and second, please.
Make a motion?
Second it?
Motion made by Councilman Vice President Bosman, seconded by Councilman Moore. Roll call, please.
Councilman Moore.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Mumalo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Vice President Fosman.
Yes.
President Leidecker.
Yes. Ordinance 5.4, bond ordinance, 7-year life.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean, New Jersey, providing for the acquisition of various information technology and related expenses in and for the Township of Brick, and appropriating $917,500 therefore, and providing for the issuance of $871,625 in bonds or notes of the Township of Brick to finance the same.
Thank you. And this ordinance is to borrow money for acquisition of various electronic, data processing, and computer equipment for township departments, including all work and materials necessary thereafter. Ordinance 5.5, bond ordinance, 10-year life. Oh my
Make a
gosh, I
motion.
did it
Motion.
again. We're moving right
I'll
along.
make
I
the
need
motion.
motion
I'll
and
second
second.
it.
Thanks.
There we go.
Councilman Mumalo, seconded by Councilman Moore. And I just was on a roll. Roll call, please.
Councilman Moore.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Mumalo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Vice President Fosman.
Yes.
President Leidecker.
Yes. Okay, now bond ordinance, 10-year life.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean, New Jersey, providing for various capital improvements and other related expenses in and for the Township of Brick, and appropriating $642,000 therefore, and providing for the issuance of $609,900 in bonds or notes of the Township of Brick to finance the same.
Thank you. And this bond ordinance is for the acquisition of various equipment, non-data processing for the Township Police Department, and including all work and materials thereafter, and the acquisition of equipment for the Township Department of Public Works and the Township Department of Recreation, including all works and materials necessary thereafter. Motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Pontorero, seconded by Councilwoman Zapsik. Roll call, please.
Councilman Moore.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Mumalo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Vice President Fosman.
Yes.
President Leidecker.
Yes. 5.6, bond ordinance, 15-year life.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean, New Jersey, providing for various capital improvements and other related expenses in and for the Township of Brick, and appropriating $3,124,950 therefore, and providing for the issuance of $2,968,703 in bonds or notes of the Township of Brick to finance the same.
Thank you. This is improvements to various Class B buildings and grounds in the township, including all work and materials, various recreational and park improvements to existing township parks and beaches, and various drainage projects in Brick. Motion and second, please.
Motion.
Second it?
Motion made by Councilman Mumalo, seconded by Councilman Moore. And roll call, please.
Councilman Moore.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Mumalo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Vice President Fosman.
Yes.
President Leidecker.
Yes. 5-7, amend bond ordinance number 43-10.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, New Jersey, amending ordinance number 43-10 of the Township finally adopted October 19, 2010, to provide for an increase of section NJSA 40A:2-20 expenses.
Thank you. In this ordinance, we are moving a balance of construction money to section 20, which covers soft costs. So within the ordinance, we're just simply moving money from one column into another column. Motion and second, please.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Pontorero, seconded by Council Vice President Fosman. Roll call, please.
Councilman Moore.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Mumalo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Vice President Fosman.
Yes.
President Leidecker.
Yes. Okay, number 6 is an ordinance on the second reading, and I'm actually happy we're doing this on second reading. It's amending and replacing Chapter 37, Municipal Alliance Committee.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending and replacing Chapter 37 of the Township Code entitled Municipal Alliance Committee.
Thank you, and I would like to give the floor to Councilwoman Zapsik, please.
Thank you. In 1989, the New Jersey State Legislature created the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse and the Municipal Alliance Plan. Under that plan, all municipalities, either alone or in consortium with others, were encouraged to create grassroots committees that represented a cross-section of their community. These communities were tasked with organizing, planning, and implementing substance abuse and juvenile delinquency prevention programs. Funding for these programs is provided through the Drug Enforcement Demand Reduction Fund, which receives fines and liquidated assets confiscated through the illegal drug trade. In other words, these are not taxpayer dollars, but rather proceeds of the crimes the programs are designed to prevent. The funds are distributed by formula to the 21 counties, who in turn provide grants to the eligible municipal alliance committees. Almost since its inception, BRIC was on board with the plan, and our alliance, which was known as BMAC, was in operation for over 20 years. We worked collaboratively with our police department, our school district, the senior communities, local treatment providers, and local businesses. We touched thousands of residents with a prevention message through recreational programs such as basketball, softball, movies and dances, and educational programs such as parent workshops, peer leadership, and DARE, until a decision was made by the past administration to withdraw from the grant program and disband the committee. This ordinance that we're voting on tonight to adopt reestablishes the BRIC Municipal Alliance Committee in two very significant ways. One is to restore eligibility for grant funding for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2015, and two is to create a sustainable, volunteer-driven organization that does not, I repeat, does not require or rely on paid employees, and that will seek to leverage the existing resources and assets both within and outside of Brick Township to create broad-based, measurable, community-level change. 2 weekends ago, Tara Paxton and I attended a day-long workshop that was conducted by the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse for new municipalities that want to come on board effective July 1st, 2015. The following Monday, Ms. Bergen, Tara, and I met with the Ocean County coordinator. We have put the county on notice that we do intend to come in with an application for funding for July 1st, 2015. And with adoption of this ordinance, we are on our way to realizing a fully reinstated BRIC Municipal Alliance Committee.
Thank you very much. And I do want to congratulate you on the great job you did with this ordinance. I need a motion and second, please.
Motion.
Second.
Everybody. Motion made by Councilwoman Pontorero, seconded by Council Vice President Fosman. And I'm going to open to the public.
Madam Council President, just before you open it to the public, I just want to put on record, there's been one very minor change since this was on first reading. It's in proposed section 37-12, and the only change was a change to the definition of a quorum for meetings of the Municipal Alliance Committee. It's not a material change. you can proceed, but that should be on the record as having changed since first reading.
So where it is highlighted at least 50% plus one is what the change was?
That is correct. That is the changed language from the prior version.
Thank you. Did any of the council members wish to address this change? No? I didn't think so. Open to the public for the new BMAC ordinance? Seeing none, I'll take roll call.
Councilman Moore.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Mumalo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Ponterero.
Yes.
Vice President Fosman.
Yes, definitely.
President Leidecker.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on to my favorite portion of the meeting. Mr. Gross, I'll be with you in just a moment. Public comments. Please take note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to the Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B. Mr. Gross, would you like to come up?
Richard Gross, 29 Greenbrier Boulevard. Is it too late to ask a question with regards to one of the resolutions?
It is not.
Okay. I'd like to ask the question about 12A.
What's your question?
My question is this: generally speaking, when there's taxes, they go out for auction. Has that not going to be?
I'm going to ask our attorney to.
Every year, the
address this.
township, and you're right, the primary method of collecting taxes that are not being paid is by auctioning off the tax liens to private investors.
Correct.
And every year, the township has an auction and did in fact have one this year. The items on this list, or the properties on this list, are typically either properties that the taxes did not sell at the tax auction for one reason or another, or there may be properties that the township withheld from tax auction because the township wanted to proceed itself with an in-rem foreclosure. I don't know what the breakdown is, but those are usually the two reasons why not. Most properties in town with unpaid taxes are sold through the process you described, through auction off the tax sale liens to private investors that then pursue their own collection or foreclosure proceedings.
I'm familiar with that. That's why I was wondering why none of these were up for auction, or were they up for auction?
I don't know. I suspect some of them were, and they were just simply not sold. And some of them, the township may have held back for itself. There are also some properties that did not sell and are not on this list. For example, there are a couple of properties have environmental contamination or other types of problems that neither private investors nor the township want to take title to because of the liabilities that would come with it. So there are reasons why properties don't get sold through the typical tax sale auction process.
Well, you just made a statement, something about properties that are contaminated, that the township doesn't want either. So why would you foreclose on those?
Yeah, exactly. We're not foreclosing on those properties are not on this list. They've been excluded if they exist. I think there are a couple. But these properties mostly either didn't sell at tax sale or the township for another reason wanted to seek title itself to those properties.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Reed, would you like to come up?
Larry Reed, 475 Normandy Drive. Just to address some of the comments on the assessments and the budgets and collecting back. The first thing you have to keep in mind is that the school board has no control over the assessments. The town has 100% control over deciding what the assessments are, puts them out there. Everybody has a right to appeal their assessment. And so if there is a concession on that, the school board doesn't have any control over it. So the other thing is it comes out of the same pocket. So since the taxpayers are in charge of paying for the school budget or the municipal budget, if you deduct from one and add it to the other, you really haven't saved the taxpayers any money. Do you follow me?
I follow what you're saying, but it doesn't make sense in the numbers. If the revenue is going to the school board, the town is losing that revenue.
No, not the town.
Yeah,
The
the town is-
taxpayers pay all the taxes.
Correct.
Whether they're for the school budget or for the municipal
Well, why does the
budget.
county give the money back then?
Because that would go to other people in the county, okay?
It's still being used, the tax money that's going to the schools is still being used separately from what the town uses the money.
But
The
it's,
school
it's
is a
be,
separate
it's
altogether
a
budget.
separate
I
body
still-
that
I still
raises
think
it,
town
but it's,
council might be an agenda, we're gonna still pursue it, this should be looked at because it's not right, it's not right, the way it's set up.
but the taxpayers in Brick come up with the money for the school budget and for the municipal budget.
Exactly.
So it's,
46%
it goes,
of
it
our
goes
tax
into,
dollars
it
go into the
comes
school
out of the
budget.
same pockets, the taxpayer's pocket. So whatever monies you deduct from the schools and give to the municipal budget, it's in the same people that own the money,
Exactly.
the taxpayers.
But it could be used for,
We're giving the money back to the taxpayers.
Right.
When they appeal the taxes, we're giving them
getting
money back from
money
the town.
Because you
They already-
assess
We
them.
already gave you the money for the school, so we
That-
want the
that's-
money back.
Right.
That we can use for the town.
because it's been given
Okay.
back to
Because
the
we have to
taxpayer.
give it back. We have to give back the
Well-
money that we gave you.
But
When you win your appeal, you get your money, you get the money
the
back.
individual does, okay? But you got to keep in mind, you have a $7 million surplus built into your budget,
Now we do.
which
under the
is
new
less than $100 million. The school board has a $140 million budget, and we only have a 2% or about a $2.8 million surplus. So
Well,
part of
that-
the reason you have a surplus is for those type of appeals, so that you have some reserve for that.
Exactly.
But you have 100% control over what the assessments are.
Correct.
But the assessments do have to be fair market value, is that correct?
We don't
They're
have total
supposed to
control.
be, yes. They're supposed to be.
So I don't understand what we're arguing about.
The appeals go through a
I'm
judge.
just clarifying that
Okay.
you want the schools to give money back, but
Correct.
we didn't come up with the assessments to begin with. So if all the tax assessments were at 100% fair market value, you wouldn't have any appeals,
Yes,
right?
correct.
So if they're overassessed, we didn't do that.
But I believe properties appreciate and depreciate over time, which is why the assessment's there, which is why the town should get the money back, so we could help our residents.
Which is, it's the same
residents-
people. The same people you want to help
For township
are
programs.
the same people that
For
pay for the
township
school
programs,
budgets.
so we can help them, so we can do more things like the buy-in brick program, or our recycling trucks, and our snow
Seniors.
plowing, our
Seniors.
seniors.
We could do it a lot with
We could do it.
$800,000.
$893,000 is a lot of money.
That is.
Mr.
When
Reed,
you're-
what-
when the
I don't know where you
schools-
got
when the
that
schools
number.
versus
I don't know where you got
Order.
that number,
I have hard numbers
893,000.
here from 2010, 11, 12, and 13 of the tax appeals and the refunds that were given to taxpayers, and that's exactly how it breaks down.
They totaled 893.
892,000. Last year in 2013 was $408,600. Now, I'm not sure what the amount of students enrollment was, but I believe it was down last year. So that cost for your budget should just go down as well.
You have to understand, by state law, we cannot lower the tax levy on the school budgets. We can't lower it.
But when we have to give people money back, we're giving them back
Yes,
money we
because
gave
you overassess them. If you
Well,
give
no, we
them
didn't
money
overassess.
back,
That's how they were assessed. They appealed it, and the judge rule or mediator ruled.
that they were
on our appeal.
overassessed.
That they were overassessed, and this
Right.
is new, but they paid their taxes. We're giving them our tax base
You're-
down,
you're-
plus
you're
we're giving them
giving
the school
him-
and the county. The county's reimbursing the
You're
town.
giving them the
school
town
board's not.
taxpayers' money back. The
They're
taxpayers in
taxpayer.
the town paid that money.
No, they paid it.
Yes.
And they also paid their portion to the school.
Council-
We're
Right.
giving them back everything, school and county reimburse us. The school board doesn't reimburse us. The school board should reimburse us on appeals.
Madam
Councilman?
President,
Yes.
may I have?
I think
That's your
Cut and dry.
opinion. I guess
Yeah.
I just have a different
I
opinion.
think that
That's
this is a
all.
good conversation that's not going to be solved in 5
That's right.
minutes.
No, it
Thank
needs to
you.
be solved through the legislation and
Exactly.
through that
Yes.
process, and that's where it will all be worked out.
In my opinion, what's going to happen is the legislature is going to say, you're taking it out of one pocket and put it in the other pocket, and they both
It's-
belong to the the taxpayers of Brick, so you really haven't accomplished anything.
Yes,
Mr. Reed, if you could predict the actions of the legislature, I've got a lot more questions for you.
Well, there's a lot more important issues than that one. Thank you
But
for your
thank
time.
you.
Not
Thank
for
you
us.
for
This is
coming
important
up.
for the
This is
town.
very important for
And
us.
thank you for your
$900,000 is a lot of
comments.
money.
Thank you for your comments, and our councilman will be here after the meeting to continue the
Sure, I'll be happy.
conversation if we need to. Thank you. Mr. Slunka?
Good evening. John Sluka, 950 Sylvia Court, Evergreen Woods. This is my letter to the mayor and council president and the council and whoever else is willing to listen. Okay. On July 3rd, 2014, at 11 a.m., traffic on the Garden State Parkway within the borders of Brick Township was at a standstill. People inside the cars were aggravated that their trip to the beach was delayed, but at least they sat in the comfort of an air-conditioned car. The one thing that surprised them, and many came to a shock, was the scenery of the Garden State Parkway. Yes, for grand holidays, many have driven down the Garden State Parkway, and occasionally they were stuck in traffic as they went on these holiday trips or family visits, beach parties, and just about the enjoyment of the environment. But today, that day was different. They sat in the traffic and saw what had befallen Brick Township and Ocean County residents. They got to see firsthand the man-made destruction of acres upon acres of forestation. In general, they were aghast at the sight. Hundreds of acres of forest now lay barren, and not from the natural disasters such as Superstorm Sandy or lightning-caused forest fires, but from the greed of powerful turnpike authoritarians and their high-powered, politically connected sponsors. Every day, 150,000 vehicles travel northbound on the parkway, and then at the end of the day, southbound, spewing volumes of carcinogens in the air over the residents. The Turnpike Authority hires high-priced spokesmen like Jay Carney to twist the truth of the impact of the pollutants on the lungs of children and elderly. Tom Feeney, a highly paid spokesman for the Turnpike Authority, tried to manipulate the truth as well about the impacts of the parkway noise and conveniently ignores any mention of pollutants that the continuing traffic on the parkway has on the lives and well-being of taxpaying residents of the state. Feeney tries to imply that any short-term inconvenience caused by the construction will pass in time, but ignores the health risk of long-term exposure to the dioxins and toxins in the air. The increasing number of motor vehicles is associated with diffuse exposure to this exhaust formed by the mixture of hundreds of chemical compounds. Some of these compounds cause chronic irritation of the respiratory mucosa, while others are carcinogenic in experimental animals, particularly this aromatic hydrocarbons. According to the American Cancer Society, diesel is a type of fuel derived from crude oil. Large engines including those of many trucks, buses, and construction vehicles, have that in there. The exhaust from those diesel engines is made up of two main parts, gases and soot. Each of these, in turn, is made up of many different substances. The gas portion is mostly carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur oxides, and hydrocarbons. The soot portion of the diesel exhaust is made up of particles such as carbon and organic materials and traces of metallic compounds. People can also be exposed to diesel exhaust in areas where they live and play, the Cancer Society says. Exposure are highest where diesel traffic is heaviest, such as along major highways and in cities. Certain research places, the Internal Agency for Research on Cancer links diesel agent exhaust as a carcinogenic to humans. The National Toxicology Program said diesel exhaust particulates are reasonably anticipated to be human carcinogens. The EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, maintains that the EPA classified diesel exhaust as likely to be carcinogenic to humans. Diesel exhaust is a major part of outdoor air pollution. Diesel exhaust is believed to play a role in other health problems such as eye irritation, headaches, asthma, and other lung disease, heart disease, and possibly immune system problems. The Turnpike authoritarians scoff at the findings and manipulate their findings, so they try to make it sound like the impact on the residents is short-term noise problems. They are killing Brick residents, and they know it. And someday, obviously, they will be held accountable for their actions, but will it be too late for our Brick residents, the citizenry of the area? The abuse must end now. A 20-foot wall for noise and pollution must be built now. Trees need to be put in. The money that the Brick Township Council has to put in the trees need to start doing that part of the program too. Underbrush needs to be restored. Thank you. I yield back a half a minute.
Thank you. Ms. Becker?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Michelle from Evergreen Woods. Just touching on what John said, it's not far off the beaten track because I took a visit over to Parkway Drive, which is right by, just south of exit 91, and I spoke to a resident there. And she said there are several cancer cases on that road, and the only thing they have in common is that they're exposed to the parkway. So they have an issue over there, and nothing's being done. But anyway, we recently were on WOBM last Wednesday at 7 o'clock with Tom Mangelli. It was very successful. And we debunked pretty much everything the spokesperson said because it was all fiction. Anybody that wants to see it, you can just go on WOBMAM.com and just in the search bar put Tom Mangelli, and we're actually the first
Can you
story
repeat that
comes
again,
up.
Ms. Spector?
I'm sorry?
Repeat the WOBM.
WOBMAM.com. And you put in the search box Tom Mangelli, Mongelli. He was the host of the show. And it's an audio show, but we had a lot of information, and actually Tom Feeney responded. Actually, he was interviewed by Mr. Mangelli, and we had to respond, and pretty much everything that Tom Feeney said was fiction, except that they had to put basin where the DEP said they had to. That was the only thing true that he actually said. And I'm wondering if we could write another letter, because Lawrence Brook Manor in East Brunswick, which I've spoken about before, they are getting a wall put in by the end of the project, not waiting until the end of the project to take a look at it. That's like a promise of a possible maybe, which is not a no, which is better than before. But I don't see why we can't have the same thing they did. And part of the wall is going to be plexiglass so that light can still come into the community, because some of the residents were not happy about being totally blocked out from sunlight. So plexiglass will work. I mean, whatever, just something. And there's not enough room for a berm. There has to be a wall there. And as if to voice their discontent, the day after the show, our houses were rumbling because they were using some heavy machinery, and our houses were rattling and windows were shaking, and as if they knew we were on the show and they were pissed off at us, and they were, so. Anything else? Let's see. Yeah, just tell them that the end of the project is not soon enough. If East Brunswick can get something done before the end of the project, then I don't see why it's not going to hold up traffic if they come and assess what's going to be necessary. But the only problem is that we're 5.5 feet. They're 5.5 feet above us, the roadways, so that's some issue. So it's going to have to be a high wall in whatever part is the roadway is raised up. Can't talk. And I think that's it. Yeah. So, and he says right here, the sound wall will be finished by the completion of the project, Feeney said. And this is their mouthpiece, so. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am in the back.
Hi, Melinda Murray, 1622 Forge Pond Road. Thank you for bringing back BMAC. It's like a big prevention thing, and we so need it. I'm really glad. You need volunteers? I'm a volunteer. Got more certifications and kids stuff than I can shake a stick at. You need me, I'm there. You need me to do a dance, you need me to do whatever, call on me. I'll call my girls, we'll group it out, we'll do it. all right? I'll even get the juice box ladies from school. You won't even have to worry about the juice boxes. I'll get all the donations for the snacks and all that, too. That's a really good thing. I kind of get what Mr. Reed's saying, too, about taking the money back from the schools. You're giving to the kids, and it's a really great prevention, but we also need that in our schools, which I know you're separate from the schools. But say we go to pass a budget, and most of the time our budgets are not passed with our voter base. So they want to pass a budget for $11 million. The voters say no. Then they come to you, and you give them $10 million anyway. So what's the difference whether you leave the money there now or you wind up, the voters don't pass the school budget and you wind up giving them the money later anyway? I mean, we do need it in schools. We do need to keep that money there. They are our children in this town, and they're going to be sitting where you guys are someday. And they're going to need to be educated, and way more than we are, and way more higher technology than we are. What are you going to do when you take it back? Maybe they don't vote now, but their parents hopefully do. You know, so I would hope that you would give that a little bit of thought, or if you're going to take it back, put some of it into BMAC, put some of it into the children, as well as into the senior programs, because I see a lot of senior programs, and I'm just so happy this is coming back. So write down my phone number. It's 732-237.
Do you want to give your telephone number?
Oh, yeah.
This is a cable television show.
Oh.
You can leave it with our council secretary.
Everyone will be calling you.
For a good time call, right?
It's not that kind of meeting. But thank you. Were you finished with your?
Yep.
Thank you, Ms. Murray. We appreciate your exuberance for our BMAC program. Would any other member of the public wish to be heard this evening? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to close public comments and move on to our administration. Mayor, would you like to begin?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, a new event, July 22nd, is our Windward ribbon cutting for the new playground area. We're also burying a time capsule. There was a time capsule from the year 2000. There was one that was buried back in 1950, and Steinbach's. Not sure what's happening with the microphone. There was a time capsule that was buried in 1950 at the old Steinbach's, which is Bonton now. And in 2000, that time capsule was opened up. And back in 2000, the mayor, council, department heads all got together and, with numerous members of the community and did a new time capsule, but never buried it anywhere. So it was just sitting down in our archives department. So we're going to bury that time capsule. Don't know what's in it, but whatever's in there, it's also going to be buried over in Windward on July 22nd. And that one's scheduled to be open in the year 2050, so 50 years from when it was, when the stuff was put into it, not when it was buried. I don't know why it wasn't buried, but it's sat there for 14 years, so it's finally going into the ground on July 22nd. And the ribbon cutting is going to go on as well. There's a number of campers who are going to be there that day, our children's camps that are at Windward, and it's going to be an exciting event. And I've been by there. It's not finished yet. So please don't go there to play on it yet, but you can go by and drive by and see what it looks like. It's a tree theme. There's trees that kids climb through, and it's the first playground I've ever seen that actually makes sounds. You push button and sounds are created as opposed to just playing. So it's interesting. BMAC, very excited that it's back in action. Thank you, council, for passing it. And we're looking forward to next year when we'll be able to get all the committee members and get the funding and get the program really moving and help out with, as everybody knows, there's a horrible drug epidemic going on in Ocean County and in Brick as well. And this type of education earlier on will help with prevention. I want to congratulate the Rotary, the Morning Rotary, Brick Morning Rotary. They had their installation breakfast at 7:30 in the morning on June 25th. Myself and Councilwoman DeYoung were there. It is the 20th anniversary of Summerfest, and it's this Thursday, July 10th. And we were lucky enough, the Cake Boss, if anybody knows who that is, he's somewhat famous. He's on TV, he's on cruise ships, he's got stores in Vegas and up in Hoboken. And he actually made a cake for us to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Summerfest. And he delivered it he didn't deliver it. His brother delivered it, along with the Brick Mustangs traveling baseball team, a group of 12-year-olds who play baseball here in town. And they came to Town Hall to deliver it, and we were hoping to be able to cut it the following day, which was July 3rd, and give a piece to everybody in town. And we did. I asked, the cake boss was asked, can we freeze this and use it on July 10th? And the answer was no, for two reasons. One, the icing, actually, when it starts to thaw, it cracks, and it would look terrible. But I said, well, we'll have it cut up. But the other reason, it won't taste exactly the same, and he didn't want his product out there with 1,000 or 2,000 people trying a piece of it and not tasting exactly as it should. So I totally understood. So we actually, Town Hall employees were able to eat that cake last Thursday, and it was good. The chocolate fudge was amazing. And I apologize to everybody else in town who didn't get a chance to enjoy that cake. But thank you to the cake boss for making it, Buddy Valentino. I'm sorry, Buddy Valestro. Sorry, I have it spelled wrong. Also, Governor Christie, bill signing happened in Point Borough, and it was to increase the penalties against leaving the scene of a boating accident. Oddly enough, surprisingly enough, the actual penalty for leaving the scene of a boating accident with injury or with property damage was $25. And the governor has now signed a bill which changes that, and the maximum penalty, it's a second-degree crime, which means 5 to 10 years in prison if there's serious injury involved with leaving the scene of a boating accident. So he signed that. Myself, the mayor of Point Borough, and the mayor of Bayhead all attended the bill signing, along with a number of assemblymen, including Assemblyman Raj McCursion. It was his first bill that was ever signed, and the governor signed the bill and gave him the pen, and he was very excited to see his first bill get through. He's a 29-year-old assemblyman from Jersey City. Senior barbecue took place on Monday. It was a great job by our senior services, Deb Welty, and everybody over there. And it was sponsored by Concord Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center from Lakewood. And the food, from what I understand, was great. It was 10:30 in the morning, so I didn't eat, but they had ribs and chicken and everything else. It's a little early for me to be eating that type of food, but everybody said they enjoyed it. There was a band playing. It was a real excellent event. Today, I'm looking a little red because I was out all day. The Brick Garden Club had the garden tour from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. A number of residents allowed people to go through their yards and take a look at all their plantings, their floral, their trees, their koi ponds, just the way they decorate their yards. It was a great event. I took my mom because it's her birthday tomorrow, but I figure I'll take her on this event. And I had sunblock on, but it was still 95 degrees, very hot. And then I went from the 95-degree sunny weather over on the mainland, so to speak, and then went over to the Autism Surf Day. And the Autism Surf Day, it dropped temperature about 25 degrees. The ocean was only 52 degrees. So not a lot of kids got in the water, but still there was a lot of fun that was going on. They actually had the surfboard, sand surfing going on. They had the kids riding on the lifeguard ATVs. Donovan Brown, our head lifeguard, had all his almost all of his staff out there volunteering their time to have children with autism learn how to surf and be able to go into the ocean with the protection of a lifeguard on each arm. And a number of people did go in the ocean. It was really rough, so there was only one surfboard that went in and one bodyboard. Everybody else just went in the ocean. But it was a great day, and I just want to thank all the sponsors. The sponsors are Twin County Soccer, Coastline Adventure Surfing School, the Parents of Autistic Children, POAC, Brick Township Recreation, the Brick Beach Lifeguards, the Sub Shack, who donated the food, and Shore Tees, who donated the T-shirts, Brick Beach Works for Autism, with a nice little symbol. So it was an excellent event. Myself, Councilman Fosman, Councilwoman Zapsik, and Councilwoman DeYoung were all out there, and I couldn't believe the difference of 25 degrees between here and the beach. That was amazing. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Joanne, do you have anything you'd like to say this evening?
Nothing additional, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Starkey?
No, nothing.
Ladies?
Nothing, thank you.
All right. Councilman Moore?
Yes.
You're up.
Mr. Mayor, I guess you'll sleep good tonight, that's for sure. A couple of things, thank you. To our Special Olympics champions, great job. Way to keep Bricktown strong. I attended the PLC, which is now the Warner Wolf Elementary School, and I know Mayor Ducey was also there. I couldn't go to a finer gentleman. Everybody knows him as Coach. So to the Wolf family, it's a great honor. So congratulations to you and your family. Couple things I also want to mention to a gentleman that I know over the weekend. He's actually from Toms River, but he's a UFC firefighter in the Octagon. Mr. Egger he won the championship, so congratulations to him. Other than that, please continue to drive carefully out there. It's beautiful weather, and watch our children in the streets. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman?
Thank you. Also, congratulations to our Special Olympics champions. I think Councilwoman Zapsik was right that there's something in the water in Brick with our bowling, how well we do. I went today with Mayor Ducey to the surf day. I think I still have sand in my shoes, which is also very nice. I'd like to thank Joanne and the administration and all our professionals for their hard work in reorganizing the departments and getting rid of the directors and the deputy directors that we said during the campaign, and that this council, part of this council, we're fighting for to do for many years now. So I'm very excited to finally see that come to a head. And just check another thing off the mayor's agenda and his 100-day plan. Buy and Brick is, we are looking for merchants. Tomorrow, actually, at the Chamber of Commerce Executive Committee meeting, we're having the FinCredit, the guys that are putting the program into fruition, are going to be there, and they're going to be presenting it, the program to the actual Executive Committee, and hopefully signing up a few of their businesses that are there on the committee. So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, Summerfest Thursday night, the Bronx Wanderers and the fireworks. Definitely looking forward to that. And everybody have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman?
Thank you. I also want to congratulate our Special Olympics, and I want to give a very special shout out to Kristen Appelheimer, who participated in our Challenger athletic programs for many years. I had the pleasure of getting to know Kristen and her family, and it's really nice to see someone come up through our recreation programs and go beyond and achieve. I've a few announcements. We got a notice that JCP&L is going to be doing a vegetation management aerial inspection this week, so you might see some helicopters hovering. It's nothing to be alarmed about. It's totally routine. They do it a couple times a year. Tomorrow night at the Drum Point Amphitheater behind Drum Point School, we have a concert, free concert, with Jennifer Mylott and the Boys of County Ocean. So if folk music with a Celtic twist is your cup of tea, I encourage you to bring your lawn chair and go on out and partake. And that is provided through a grant from the Ocean County Cultural and Heritage Commission. Starting July 18th, which is next weekend, through the 27th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Guild Theater Works will present the Hallelujah Girls at the Bob Anstett Cultural Arts Center on Herbertsville Road. Check the recreation brochure for the exact show dates and times and the number to call for reservations. I believe the ticket price is $5 per person, and reservations are required due to the limited number of seating in the Cultural Arts Center. We have a local cat and kitten rescue, Rebecca's Rescues, and on Sunday from 11 to 3, they are going to be having what they call Kitty Tent Days at 457 Hazel Avenue. It's a fundraising event, but they will also have some cats and kittens up for adoption. This is kitten season. They're bringing in a lot of litters of kittens from local colonies. They take them to the vet, they get them medical care, all their shots, and get them spayed and neutered, and then put them up for adoption. So I would heartily encourage everyone to support their efforts. And then finally, I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to the mayor, business administrator, Mr. Starkey, the council, everyone who supported the BMAC ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman?
Thank you. I'd like to congratulate Robert, Catherine, Laura, and Kristen. Great job. Look forward to seeing you all here next year. Myself and Vice President Fosman and his lovely wife Vera went on a garden tour today. We were actually opposite of the mayor. I think we started at one end, you were on the other end. But it was a great day. Really nice. Everybody's really great people, beautiful houses, nice gardens. We went back to the Havens Homestead, and they had music. It was a nice afternoon. A little warm, but they expected it. Everyone's Summerfest is moved to the 10th this Thursday, so hopefully everybody will get out to be there. Weather looks great, fireworks going to happen, and that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman?
Thank you. I also wanted to congratulate our Special Olympians and particularly acknowledge Kristen Appelheimer, who I don't know if everyone knows has been volunteering her services to the Senior Services Department, and I heard she has the best handwriting for addressing envelopes that they've ever encountered, and she's been doing this for us on a volunteer basis for years. So again, you have someone who's donating selflessly of their time, and I'm so thrilled to see the recognition that we're giving to these folks tonight and how exuberant they were to receive these awards. Makes me feel really happy to be a part of such a great town. I am thrilled that BMAC is back. I think we can all acknowledge the deterioration and escalation of drugs in our area since BMAC was done away with years ago. And I am incredibly hopeful that through the efforts of Ms. Zapsig, as well as the members that we will have, 25 members of BMAC, that we will be able to restore the power and influence that BMAC had on our youth and able to turn our town back to what it was. I also want to especially acknowledge the hard work and effort of our local police department. I'm sure that everyone's been following the recent arrests that have been made in regards to heroin. They are continuing to do a stellar job trying to keep this dangerous and horrific drug off of our streets. These latest arrests were, again, the result of months of hard work by our police force, so I wanted to particularly acknowledge our narcotics unit and our chief, Berquist, for the hard work that they have done. I did have the pleasure of attending the most recent Board of Education meeting, and I want to say that the board was exceedingly welcoming and receptive to my requests to open up to seniors more avenues to learn technology, particularly computers. I think everyone would agree that learning and knowing how to operate a computer is no longer an optional. This is something that's a necessity, especially for homebound seniors whom that may be their only access and link to information that may change their quality of life. The board was very receptive to opening up more avenues for our seniors in that area. The board was equally receptive to our discussion a few meetings ago about having children who are in the senior classes of our Brick Township schools serving as interns to our council. They were very receptive. I had the opportunity to speak to the principals, and they are more than willing to have this program be developed, so I'm looking forward to starting that in this coming spring. And I thank the Board of Education for being receptive to those ideas, which I think will improve the quality of life for the Brick residents and also give our children a chance to be exposed to an area that many people don't have the opportunity to be exposed to, which is local government. And we all know in this room how important local government is to our quality of life on a daily basis. And last, I just wanted to acknowledge the special efforts of Ms. Joanne Bergen in honoring our recipients of the Special Olympics. Ms. Bergen served on the board of ARC, I believe, for I don't know how many years. And ARC, you heard in each little piece that Mayor Ducey gave about each individual who won those awards, spoke about ARC and how instrumental it was in their obtaining their goals of bowling and their socialization. So I wanted to especially acknowledge Ms. Bergen for helping us to honor these people. And really, I had the occasion to speak to them beforehand, and if I tell you how thrilled they were to receive these awards, it just makes everything worthwhile. And I hope to see everyone at Summerfest. I will be there with my entire tribe of children. So if anyone wants to see my kids, I've had a lot of requests recently. I will be dragging all 3 in tow, and anyone who wants to help, please, please help me. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council President. I'd just like to say, a week ago, we have a new pump-out boat in Brick Township. It's called the Bay Defender. Councilman Mumolo and myself went for the christening at Traders Cove. The mayor couldn't make it that day. And the reason we have this second boat is because Brick Township does a fine job with their pump-out boat. They pump out more than everybody else. So, and we take care of the northern part of the bay. So they figured, freeholders figured to give us another boat because we're doing such a good job. It's funded by the county. They give us money every year for both boats. We man it with captains, and they go out and they go to F Cove, they service the bay, try to clean up the bay so nobody else dumps in the bay. Did go on the garden tour with the Councilman Mumolo, my wife. We had a good time. It was very nice properties. Everybody was very pleasant. Went back to the cultural center, buying honey, flowers, buying all this stuff over there. My wife's making me buy flowers. Right. I did go to Surf Day, Autism Surf Day. I seen the mayor there, and Andrea and Heather. We all were up there, and it was a little rough, the water over there. They couldn't do too much, but the kids were in the water with the lifeguards. They were jumping the waves. They were having a blast. They were taking them on little rides around on the four-wheeler real slow, and because they weren't allowed in the water. It was just too rough and too cold. I am glad that BMAC is back. Andrea, thank you very much, and all the hard work that was put by the administration into that. That BMAC is very, was work done before, but now it's complete, and I'm very happy for that. I'm glad the mayor administration put back the parks back in public works too. I think that was very important, and the men could be moved around, and it's a better way to run it. I think that's the way to go. I just want to say that up here, a lot of the council, everybody does a lot of hard work. We deal with the residents a lot of times, and sometimes the mayor's night, about a week, last mayor's night, we had people come in, and I went out to address a few issues of various different people, and I just told them to come to the mayor's night because all the professionals are there and they can answer all the questions at one time instead of running around trying to get one answer from this person. This way everybody's in the same room, they can get the proper answer. I'd just like to say I received a card from Tom and Mary Flugarth, and just wanted to read it into record here. It says, just wanted to extend our thanks to you for taking the time and energy to help us and showing your concerns for our issues. We truly appreciate it and are thankful that we have you representing the people of Brick Township. All the council deals with a lot of people, and I just like a little recognition was, I was just surprised to receive that for doing my job. And I know everybody up here does what they can for the people in the town. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I too would like to thank all of our Special Olympian medal recipients for coming in this evening. It was an honor to have you here, and like I said earlier, it was one of the best presentations I think we've had all year. It was a lot of fun, and it was very inspirational. I also would like to thank Councilwoman Zapsek, and I want to say to you that since the day you came to this council, you have worked tirelessly for the children of our community, promoting safety, promoting education, and really being on board with the programs that we have in this town, and like BMAC, bringing it back to our town. And you know, I tell you all the time how happy I am to have you here with us, but I want everyone else to know what hard work you've done in the short time that you've been here. Thank you. Thank you. We do have the Visitation Relief Center down on Maniloking Road, and it's getting extremely hot. We still have a lot of people out of their homes and in not ideal situations, and they're still in need of water, of course, number one, cleaning supplies, summer clothing, and of course, your time and effort. If you don't have items to donate, or you can't, you can always go down there and lend some of your time down there. There's always something that is going on. There's the community garden, sorting of supplies, and helping the people that come in for their services. And again, that's on Maniloking Road. One of our Special Olympians said, their statement was, "I like being happy and doing what I do." And when I heard that, that made me smile. And if that's not a motto for life, you know, what else is there? And our next meeting is held in this room on the 22nd at 7 o'clock, and I hope to see you all there. And motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.